All right, let's talk about Jordan Love. Made a lot of Jordan Love videos this season. Unfortunately for Packers fans, good chunk of them have been negative videos, but, nice to get a positive one here. He got a win, and I thought mostly looked good. I'm going to start it off with a negative, to be a jerk, I guess. It's just how I organize the plays, but it is 3rd down and 7. We still did see a little bit of the accuracy issues pop up even in this one. Because the way this one works is it's essentially a one-on-one matchup on the outside. And I would actually say this is a positive for the Packers in general on this play. Because watch how when Love takes the snap, he looks down the field, fires down the field, and you see Christian Watson isn't open. He's wide open, right? This is a huge amount of separation. You do not typically expect to get this much separation if you're a wide receiver here. But as you see, Love's throw is a bit behind. And if you're going to miss, not always the worst thing in the world to miss behind, right? Because sometimes you do get those penalties. That's always nice when something like that happens. This time, though, the defender kind of did a good job of, getting his head turned around just enough to not have it be a penalty. I agree. That was not a foul on that play. But also, I thought that for Love, again, it is an example of a missed throw. It just is. But you're getting Christian Watson open down the field, and that's certainly good to see. And like I said, it was mostly a good day by Love. Let's get into the positives. Going over here, this is a huge positive where it's 3rd and 17. You're at midfield, only 20 seconds left in the half. So, you're not expecting anything on this play. Really, you're not. You're not expecting to do anything. Well, you see the route on the screen. Let's see what happens. Love is going to take the snap. He looks down the field, and there's a little bit of a window, so he fires. And, you see there is a window right here. For the Rams, this is certainly a blunder. How do you let a guy get, open? This is Romeo Doubs, the guy who is further open. But at the same time, it's like, hey, if you're the Packers, take advantage of your opponent's mistakes, right? This time the throw is perfectly on the money. It's caught in bounds, but they were able to call a timeout, and that led to a field goal attempt. So, really good stuff there by Love to be able to do that. And we really did see some good throws from him, I thought. One thing was just something like this where, I had kind of been saying for a while, I think Matt LaFleur doesn't deserve the criticism. I think when you're in a situation with a quarterback who's missing throws and a receiving core who can't get open, not a lot of offensive coordinators are going to look good in that situation. But at the same time, I did think he dialed up some really good plays in this one. This was just kind of a classic LaFleur play. It's zone coverage. You have the 2 receivers on the offense's left running deeper routes, and then Luke Musgrave's going to run over the middle. Hopefully the receivers clear out the area. Musgrave can get open. And as you see, Love takes the snap, and that is more or less what happens here. Love is going to fire down the field, and Musgrave is open. So again, not the most difficult of throws to make. But still, Love is able to make the throw, and again, just running the offense is a big step, right? There are plenty of quarterbacks who struggle at doing this part of the game. So getting this part of the game down is what you want to see have happen. And I would say, when Love has been in good situations, it has looked good. It really has. Again, you can say that about a lot of quarterbacks. I get it. That's the first step. It's not the only step. There is other things you have to be able to do. I get all of it. But this is a good step, and this is good to see that he still does have this, and to be honest, it's good to see that his confidence hasn't been shaken entirely, because I know, it was a rough past 3 weeks, really. It was. 4 games ago, they lost to the Lions, and while they did get beat pretty badly, he showed a lot of life in the second half of that game, but then, against the Raiders, it wasn't good. Against Denver, it wasn't good. Against Minnesota, it wasn't good. And while, again, I'm not saying he lit the stat sheet on fire in this one either, it was just nice to see him kind of bounce back. Again, simple stuff like this, where zone coverage, you have the route that's going to be going towards the sideline. Hopefully the deeper route gets more attention if you're Green Bay and can make a throw happen. Watch as Jordan Love is going to run this play action. He looks down the field. He fires down the field. There's a window. Again, but part of what I liked about this play from Love was when he got the ball out of his hands. I thought he did a good job at not holding onto the ball for forever, but instead looking downfield, knowing when throwing this ball with anticipation, right? Knowing when to throw the football and getting it out of your hands quickly. And as you see, this is going to be a completion and a first down right there. So, more of what I said. Getting guys open, good play call by LaFleur, and he does this. LaFleur is going to get guys open. If it can happen, if there are receivers who can win their one-on-one matchups in these scenarios and run the routes effectively, and the defense can't get all over it, you're going to see that guys are going to get open, and, Love's doing a pretty good job at making things happen. This play, this one's a bit of a weird one. I couldn't exactly figure out which coverage it is. I think I need to see the all 22 because I think there actually might have been a bit of a blown coverage. What we know, though, is that Christian Watson is running a deep route. And what we also know is that this is a pretty important play given the situation. It's a 3rd down and 11 here, 5 minutes left. Packers offense did take a bit to get going. And like I said, it didn't exactly light the stat sheet on fire, right? But this was probably the key play for Green Bay's offense of if you have to punt here, it's still just a 10-point game with 5 minutes left. And I know Brett Rippon isn't exactly lighting the world on fire, but you still don't want to even give him a chance, right? Make a play happen. Watch what happens on this one. Jordan Love is going to take the snap, and something goes wrong where it feels like someone was supposed to pick him up more underneath and didn't. So Love notices this and is firing down the field. Now, there's a safety who also notices this and is trying to get over, and Love knows that. He's not unaware that there is a safety on this play. He's just giving his receiver a chance. And you know what? Sometimes it's what you got to do. And for Green Bay, having a number 1 wide receiver has been a question for them since they got rid of Adams. And for a while last season, they didn't have a number 1 receiver, and their offense really struggled because of it. Then, sort of midway through last season, Christian Watson came along, was seemingly getting 4 touchdowns every game, and he was seemingly their number 1 receiver. This season, we thought that could happen again, but was banged up, and we didn't really fully see that. He still just has 213 yards now, midway through the season, but we're seeing the emergence of Christian Watson as a 1 again, right? That first play I showed you was one of those. Well, can he win on this matchup? Jump ball scenario, can he make it happen? And this answer is going to be absolutely yes. And again, in a huge spot, probably the biggest throw of the game for Jordan Love, Christian Watson is able to make the play. This is stuff that gets you excited if you're a Packers fan. You're hoping that, the Love to Watson connection is something that's going on for the next decade if things can go well. And, well, if they can do that every game, it certainly might, because that was just a really, really good play by Jordan Love and by Christian Watson. So how do we view this? How do we view Jordan Love at this point? I kind of made a video last week of does Jordan Love stink? Because I think it was kind of a fair question after a rough couple of weeks. My overall thoughts was more or less, I think you still have to give him time. I think he's shown enough that, he hasn't been Zach Wilson out there, rookie Zach Wilson out there, right? He's shown enough that you can say, you know what, we'll give you another year at this point. This is more evidence towards give him another year. He's probably earning that at this point. He still isn't playing great football this season. You still need to see more from him, and you hope that the second half of the year can be better than what the first half of the year was. But you're still seeing these flashes, and if you can play like how he played in this game for the rest of the season, you're going to just feel so much better about how he played, in my opinion, and how you feel going into next season. So while I'm sure a lot of media members have already been figuring out who the Packers should replace, Jordan Love with this offseason, I think that games like this are kind of making you feel better about having him. Again, I have lower standards for a guy who's playing in his first season, but, I think he's done all right in this game. Yes, he's had some bad moments. Nice to see him bounce back from those bad moments, in my opinion. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.